brighter weather's coming your way. Oh yeah, your past might be checkered, but who's they? I'll never take for granted her love, no I won't. When you've had your share of them all, you're higher than ever before, feeling lighter, 'cause of what you let go. Baby, look out there, the story below.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Wayne State University. My name is Alyssa Emerson, and I will be hosting our housing webinar today. A little bit more information about me. My name is Alyssa. I am a rising senior at Wayne State University, and I double major in psychology and dance. I've been working with the Office of Housing and Residential Life for a little over 3 years now, and I'm excited to be helping all of our new warriors get acclimated to their new space and their new community. We like to start off everything we do by reading our mission statement. Housing and Residential Life fosters student success by developing a sense of belonging through inclusive practices and intentional engagement. We commit to providing a safe and well-cared-for living learning facility where community can thrive. Essentially, all of this is to say that Housing and Residential Life is committed to creating a safe, fun, and inclusive environment for all of our warriors to live and learn. So why do students choose to live at Wayne State? There's a few reasons that we're going to go over today. The first reason why many students choose to live at Wayne State is the value. At Housing and Residential Life, we've been able to keep our housing prices the same for the past 3 years, so we've been able to avoid an increase. This is so that we're able to keep our housing prices competitive with those in the area around us. Midtown Detroit is having a renaissance moment right now, and a lot of people want to live in the city, so housing prices have been going up the few years. We find that students who live with us on campus have approximately 20% less expensive of housing costs compared to students who choose to live off campus. It's also very convenient for students to live on campus. When you choose to live on campus with us, you'll have at most a 5 to 8 minute walk to all of your classes. And if you choose to study at the Mike Ilitch School of Business, that's just a quick Q-line trip down the road. It's very convenient for us to have everything right at our fingertips, whether that be professors' office hours or all of the amazing things going on downtown in Detroit. And it's also convenient for college students navigating everything for the first time to have all of the costs in one place. So the heating, the cooling, the Wi-Fi, all the costs like that are all included in one bill and one tuition balance when students go to pay. The next reason many students choose to live on campus is the support that students receive. Not only are students eligible for the first-year residential experience, but they also receive support by being so close to their professors with their office hours, as well as having resources such as the resident advisors and the community directors in each and every building. Finally, the student experience is a reason why many students choose to live on campus. When I was in high school, I lost a few of my years to the COVID-19 pandemic, so when I came to college, I really wanted to make sure that I could make the most out of my experience, whether that be going to academic events or social events that were going on in the area. By living in Midtown Detroit, you have easy access to Comerica Park, Ford Field, and all of the other stadiums where you can go watch sporting events, go to concerts, or just have a good time in the Detroit and the Midtown area. All right, the next thing we're going to talk about a little bit more is the student experience. But as opposed to me telling you about it, we're going to have a few of our students tell you a little bit about the student experience of living on campus at Wayne State.
My experience living in Chatsworth has been a really great one. One thing I love about being part of the fire community is probably the events. They have a bunch of different types of events. They have some events that are there to help you relax, some that'll help you with school and time management, and some that'll help you with finance. One of my favorite moments had to be when we did a Mario Kart event, and a lot of people came down to the first floor lounge and we all just played Mario Kart. I almost won, got 6th place. That's kind of close to first place in my book, but yeah, there's really a bunch of different things you can do with the events and a bunch of different things you can learn.
I think the benefit of living on campus is that you're so close to the action. I'm constantly close to the student center, the libraries, and just events that are going on at all times. So if I ever want to go to a club or something, I could just take a quick walk and I'll be there.
I love living at Chatsworth because I live 5 minutes away from my classes, so there's no commuting time that I have to deal with. One of the features that I love about Chatsworth is that we have non-communal bathrooms, which means I don't have to share my bathroom space with the whole floor at once. Overall, I would recommend living in Chatsworth because not only have I become my own person during my college experience, but I've also made new friends, and it was one of the best experiences I could have.
Living on campus has helped me get adjusted to the college community because having like events such as like our sporting events or the tailgates they have before the sporting events, or just events even like insomnia cookies like pajamas, just getting to see those people has often helped me meet new people, and it's why it helps me in my campus life.
Living in the dorms helped me make friendships and form connections by allowing me to be close to other people that are interested in the same things as me, being in classes, student organizations. We always have time to hang out, and we're never that far apart from each other. That's one of the best parts about living on campus.
All of our first-year students living on campus are automatically opted into our FIRE program, which is our first-year residential experience. FIRE was designed to help bridge the gap between high school and college for students who are making this transition. FIRE has a lot of benefits that we're going to be going over today. Here are some pictures of some of our FIRE students enjoying their time on campus and within the Midtown community. So how we support our FIRE residents, we offer them a lot of support. So some of the things that we do for our FIRE residents that are pretty cool are we offer Adulting 101 seminars within the building. These seminars teach students things like time management, budgeting, even how to file your taxes. We also invite campus partners to come to the FIRE residence halls either once a week or once a month to offer support. These include counseling and psychological services counselors, financial aid advisors, honors advisors, pre-med advisors, as well as the students' regular major advisors. It's a lot easier for students to be able to just go down to the lobby to receive help as opposed to having to navigate the STAR system to make an appointment with their advisor for the first time. It's also beneficial for students who are going to be living on campus and going to college for the first time to live with each other so that they can all go through those similar experiences and those tough exams and classes together so that they know they have each other's support. Support that we have built into our first year residential experience. We're going to talk about some of those people today. So first we have the community director. The community director is kind of like the adult that's in charge of every building. They're kind of there. They live in the building. They're there to make sure that we don't have too much fun and we're staying within the rules. We also have resident advisors. There's between 1 and 3 resident advisors on every floor. This is a student who has lived on campus before and has a few years under their belt that kind of goes in and mentors these students. If they need anything within the buildings, the resident advisor is their first point of contact. Next, we have our campus partners, such as the advisors that I was talking about, financial aid, CAPS. These campus partners have a heavy presence in the building so that students get to know them and their services and how to access them later on. We also have peer mentors that live in the building for many of our residential learning communities. So for example, I used to live in the honors community, and we had a peer mentor on every floor who was a little bit more specialized specifically in the honors community, but was there to offer us extra support for living on the floor. And then finally, we have community council, which is an opportunity for the residents to get involved. Community council is kind of like student council back in high school, where residents are able to come together and have a voice for everybody else who lives on the floor and in their building. Next, we're going to talk a little bit about the residential learning communities. There are a few residential learning communities available, some of which are Style, which is for residents in the College of Fine Performing and Communication Arts who are living at Thompson Home. We have the Honors Community, we have Sustainability Warriors, we have Global Village, things like that. So these are opportunities for students with similar interests to live and learn together. We have 5 residence halls and 2 apartments on campus, and today we're going to talk about the ones that first-year students are eligible to live in. First up, we have Chatsworth Suites. Chatsworth Suites was built in 1928 and it was renovated in 2021. So a lot of people say it looks a little bit more like a hotel on the inside. Chatsworth Suites offers laundry in the basement and it offers kitchens on every floor. In Chatsworth Suites, you'll be looking at staying in either a 4-person or a 6-person suite. The 4-person suite offers 2 double occupancy bedrooms, a common space, and 2 restrooms. And the 6-person suite offers 3 double occupancy rooms and 4 bathrooms within the suite. Here's some pictures of the insides of Chatsworth Suites. You can see a little bit of one of the bedrooms and the inside of the suite, and we also have some pictures of some of our study lounges and common areas within the building. Next up, we have the Thompson Home. So the Thompson Home was designed specifically with the creative warriors in mind. Students must have a major in the College of Fine, Performing, and Communication Arts to be eligible to live in the Thompson Home. At the Thompson Home, you would be looking at staying in either a single, a double, or a triple suite. Here are some pictures of the inside of Thompson Home, inside one of the suites. Like I said, Thompson was really designed for the creative warriors in mind, so there are some special attributes to this building, such as the large drawing rooms and collaboration rooms, the kitchens with natural sunlight on each floor that were added onto the building. There are also 2 sprung dance floors within the building, a music practice room, and a computer lab that has computers with graphic design and video editing software on them. Towers Residential Suites is kind of our mixed bag building. We have everywhere from first-year students to graduate students who live with us in this community. Towers Residential Suites offers laundry on every even floor and a kitchenette on every odd floor. Towers Residential Suites has a wide variety of different suite styles that you can choose from. So if you look at the options, we have G Suites, where you would be the only one staying in the suite. We have some options such as the A and B Suite that are similar to Chatsworth, where it's 2 double occupancy rooms within the suite. We also have options such as the D Suite, where there are 4 individual rooms within a suite, but you would still share the restrooms and the common area. Here are some pictures of the insides of Towers Residential Suites. Towers Residential Suites has a lot of natural light with the large windows, which we really appreciate. Next up, we are going to be talking about Ghaffari Hall. Ghaffari Hall, like Chatsworth Suites, is another one of those buildings where only first-year students can live in the building. So all the students within the building are going to be at their first year at Wayne State University. Ghaffari Hall has laundry within the building as well as kitchens on every odd floor. Ghaffari Hall looks a lot like your traditional residence hall style room. These are the beds that you can loft and the big, large armoires where you can put your clothes. Here's some pictures of the insides, as well as, once again, the bathroom within the suite. All right, we are going to briefly talk about meal plans. As a first-year student living on campus, you are required to select one of the following 4 meal plans, and we are very excited to be partnering with Sodexo Magic this upcoming school year for our dining services. As far as meal plans go, we have it broken down by definitions to help everybody understand a little bit better. So with each meal plan, students will receive a different amount of Warrior Dollars, One Card Dollars, and Meal Swipes into the dining hall. So meal swipes can be used at our all-you-care-to-eat dining hall, which is Towers Cafe. 1 meal swipe equals 1 swipe into the cafe. Warrior Dollars are used for on-campus dining, and they roll over from the fall semester to the winter semester. So when you walk into the student center, you'll see a lot of restaurants. All those restaurants are restaurants you can use Warrior Dollars at. One Card Dollars, on the other hand, can be used for food, but they can also be used for other services on campus, such as printing, parking, and laundry. And then finally, our guest meal swipes are an extra amenity that comes with the meal plan. Each meal plan comes with a certain number of guest swipes, and those are opportunities that you have to swipe a friend or a family member into the dining hall so that they can have a meal. We have some dates and deadlines up here. You can take a picture of this slide if you would like to, but these are some dates and deadlines related to the meal plan period with our dining partners. It is not too late to apply to live on campus. To apply to live on campus, first visit our website, housing.wayne.edu. There's a little yellow flag in the top corner, and if you click on that flag, it'll take you to your housing application. The first thing that you're going to do when you're ready to fill out the application is you're going to read the housing license agreement, as it is a legally binding contract. The next thing that you're going to do is pay the $125 non-refundable application fee. And if you're under the age of 18 on the day that you sign the housing application, you do need a parent to co-sign the application with you. Once this initial step is over, you will then be able to move into room selection. So at this point in time, you can still select your own room. So once you're approved for room selection, you can go in and choose the exact room or suite you would like in whichever building you would like. Once room selection has passed, we will go in and manually assign students to a space based on their 3 preferences that they outlined for us in the housing application. Students can also go ahead and select roommates at this point in the application if they know any, and they can also change their room selection 1 time per day. Our move-in date for first-year students is Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. Students will receive emails leading up to move-in dates with more instructions as well as what time their specific move-in will be. Now we get into the exciting part, what to bring and what not to bring to live on campus. We have an exhaustive list of everything that you can and cannot bring to live on campus in our community living guide, which can be found on our website. But just to go over a few common things, you should definitely think to bring your bedding, your school supplies, organization for within your suite, any small appliances such as a mini fridge, a microwave, any toiletries or utilities, such as toilet paper. Something that I forgot when I first moved in was the rings that attach the shower curtain to the shower rod. You will have to bring the rings. Also cleaning materials, because you are responsible for cleaning your own space, any personal items, and then any other miscellaneous items. We do have a nice packing list that we have put on our website and we have up in the slides for you to reference as well. Also very important, what not to bring to live on campus. Again, we have a long list of this in the community living guide, but typically anything with an open heating element is not going to be allowed to be on campus. So this includes, unfortunately, air fryers, candles, space heaters, hot plates, anything like that you're not going to be able to bring with you to live on campus. As well as pets, unless they are registered emotional support animals with SDS. All right, stay in the know. This is a new program that we are starting this year so that parents can be involved and in the loop as to what's going on campus with their student as well. So you can scan our QR code to sign up to receive important updates and information about your student and life on campus. We will now be moving into the questions and the frequently asked questions portion of the webinar. So the first question that we actually did not list on the slides that I receive very frequently is in regards to the security on campus. So this is my one card. Your one card is your student ID for everything on campus, whether that be when you're taking tests, when you're swiping into the dining hall, but also to get into your room or suite. So the first thing that I have to do when I walk to my apartment is I have to swipe or tap my one card at the front door. Once I'm through the front door, there is a front desk that's staffed 24/7, and I have to show them the front and the back of my one card because you have a sticker pertaining to whichever building you live in. So they'll see my light blue sticker and they'll know that I live in the building. When I walk to the elevator, at night, there's a security monitor that sits by the elevator, and you have to show him the front and the back of your card as well. Once you are past the security monitor, you get to swipe or tap one more time to get up the elevator. And then when you get to your room, you swipe or tap, and you have a 4-digit PIN code in some buildings as well. So you'll type in your PIN code to the keypad, and then it will let you into the suite. And then you swipe one more time to get into your individual room if you have roommates. So just to count one more time the number of times that you have to show your one card, you have to show it to get into the building, you have to show it to the front desk staff, you have to show it to the security monitor when applicable, you have to swipe it to get up the elevator or stairs, swipe it and put in your PIN code to get into your room, and then swipe it one more time to get into your suite. So your one card is very important. It is important that you have it on move-in day, and it is important that you don't lose it, because then you will be in quite the sticky situation. All right, our frequently asked questions. What happens if I sign up when I'm under 18 years of age? If you are under the age of 18 on the day that you sign the housing application, you will need a parent to co-sign the application with you. So when you fill out the application and it asks for a parent or guardian's email address, make sure that you put an email that your parent uses often so that they will have no trouble going in and co-signing that application for you. What if a student does not get their first choice housing? So, like I said, we will go in and take the students' top 3 choices into account when selecting a room for them. However, students are not always able to get their first choice. So, what we recommend is the room selection, like we said, is all based on what your preferences are, as well as the date that you sign the housing agreement. There are room change periods throughout the semester where students can choose to change their room if they really don't like it. However, most students, once they make it onto campus and meet their roommates and get in the space, end up really liking whatever option they ended up with in the first place. When is the housing payment due? That is a great question. We have up on the slide the dates that are outlined in the community living guide as to when the housing payment is due. And for more information on the payment deadlines, you can visit housing.wayne.edu/live/payment. What should I do if I have a medical or physical need related to my housing? That's a great question. So we recommend that you set up an appointment with our Students with Disability Services office. They can have a specialist sit down with you and have a conversation. And then once SDS outlines what accommodations would be helpful, they'll let us know, and then we will work to make those accommodations for you within your space. So your first point of contact there is going to be to talk to SDS. Next, we have all of our contact information in one place. I would recommend taking a photo of this slide every time, just so that you have our website, our email, our phone number. You can also visit our office on the 5th floor of the Student Center building Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5. You can also follow us on social media, especially Instagram. We would really appreciate it. We do giveaways such as TVs, Rokus, AirPods, things like that throughout the year. So you're definitely going to want to stay connected. And that concludes the end of the webinar. Thank you so much for tuning in, Warriors, and welcome to Wayne State.